ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a
Hey everybody, welcome. This is Waifu Views, your soon-to-be favorite female-led podcast, giving you everything anime and fandom with a side of what, ladies? Waifu. That's my first time doing it. I did not give them a heads up on that, but I love it.
We'll be ready next time.
And I was like, let's try it, but I'm gonna get that together. So we have a wonderful show for you today. I am Ebony Moonbeam, and as always, I'm here with these two beautiful ladies. Please introduce yourselves.
I am Honey Shar, a Shar of honey, like a jar of honey, only sweeter.
Yum yum.
Oh, I love her intro.
I know.
Morgan, but yes, I'll come up with something like that because that's smooth. I love
Right.
that.
So before we get into all the fun stuff that we have for you guys today, you already know how this goes. Be sure to like and subscribe and share on all social. You can find us at the Blurred Cartel on all social media platforms. Blurred.com is our official website, and also at Blurred Official on YouTube. And we'll give you all our personal stuff closer to the end of the show. So I'm really, really excited because we've been gone for about 2 weeks now, life and stuff. But I'm really glad that we're back because I really wanted to do the Black Fae Day kind of thing. And though we are not giving you guys the full experience today, we do have an interview with the Black Fae Day creator Jasmine Tucker, also known as Halcyon Crow, the Empress of Shade, and that will be coming to you guys later in the week. So we will be in full cosplay then. We are going to talk about Black Fae Day, but I want to get into the anime review because I think it really, for some reason, it made me think of like cosplaying, but like in real life, you're cosplaying your own person. So we watched Lookism, which is an 8-episode anime on Netflix. It's a Korean anime, actually. It's a manhwa. It's really good for me. I actually really liked it. I didn't want it to end, but we'll break that down a little bit more. It is about a high school outcast who leads a double life, switching between two bodies that are polar opposites in appearance. And we have a photo of what he originally looks like and also a photo of what he turns into. He goes from like Shrek to a K-pop star.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what he turns into. So what did you guys think?
So I actually did really, really, really like this anime. It had a lot of it had some touchy subjects and everything.
Oh yeah,
but overall, it was very well done. What it taught me was that you can just be trying to live your best life and someone will hate on you. It seemed like you could do nothing and people will get the wrong impression of you based on how they feel, or they'll just be mean to you because whatever they're feeling. So from that aspect, I could understand like the whole theme of the anime. My favorite character was Quiet Boy Blonde.
Oh my gosh.
He was my favorite. So he was cute. He was quiet. He was humble. He was giving. He was observant. He was like everything. Like, to me, if he was the main character, it would have been okay with me. But yeah, he was everything. So he was my favorite character. I did like the main character in both his forms. I think half of that anime could have been like squashed if people just talked. like there was a couple of points where he got beat up and he could have just said, "Hey, I didn't mean that," and it could have been done.
Right.
So that always irks me a little bit in anime. No one speaks up, but I did really, really enjoy it. It was very well rounded. I hope there isn't a season 2.
Definitely.
Yeah, because there was like some loose ends that I feel, could be,
Well, there was a
especially with the
lot.
girl at the end. Yes, the girl at the end. I wanna see her like story and how she navigates the world. But yeah,
Mhm.
I really liked it. Really, really liked it.
I will piggyback on that, and absolutely, I enjoyed it. Like, I binge watched it to where I was like, wait, what does it mean? Do I want to watch another show? This is over. What happened? It was just a sudden stop. I feel like it could have been longer, but as Shar said, the last girl was like, ooh. So it got my wheels turning. I'm like, well, if this is her, what if this person or that person are experiencing the same thing?
Oh yeah.
Right.
So then I was like, okay, so who's really themselves and who is a double?
Yeah.
You know how you don't realize something in the moment and then it like clicks?
Mhm.
That time when she looked back and there was a girl in the bed, I thought that was just like someone that she was in love with. Like maybe it was her girlfriend and she
Oh.
looked like that. But now I'm like, that's why I was like,
Mhm.
what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
There were some lessons, like Shar said. You want to speak up and like try and resolve something without assuming. But I did notice there were a lot of bratty people.
Mhm.
Like, I get it. It's high school based. But Jesus, not only are y'all bratty, y'all aggressive too.
Right.
That was a bit
No
much.
reason.
I'm gonna need you to tone it down like a little bit. Like, I don't condone bullying, but hey,
Yeah.
just turn it down just a little bit.
This anime definitely, like, trigger warning, guys. There's a lot of bullying, physical bullying, verbal bullying. It's there. If you don't like labels and people judging you based off appearance, that is what this anime is about. But because of that, I feel like just about anyone. Because one thing I liked about it is they went and you could see certain sides of these other characters. Some of them that were kind of shitty characters in the beginning, and you're like, oh well, now they're growing on me, or they're just living the same life or whatever.
Awesome.
Like, but it's not always easy for them either. And so I looked at it as that we could all take something from this anime. But it also reminded me of what I've said on this show before, that I am so thankful that I was not in high school during the era of technology, like major
Right.
technology, where the
Ugh.
whole world is just tuned in, sharing your stuff. Oh gosh, I'm thankful for that.
Then they did
The
it.
main character, his name is Hyung Suk, and I loved him. I hated him in his original version in the beginning. I just could not get behind when you're coming home and your mom is sitting there trying to make you food after you've had a long, stressful day, and you're complaining, and then you punch a hole in the wall. Like, you do all of this extra stuff. I'm like, get being a teenager and stuff. But I guess me personally, I only give so much of a pass to stuff like that because I was a teenager once and I didn't punch a hole in a wall. Or at least, well, I didn't when it came to my parents. I actually have done that before. But but so I really didn't like that. But I'm glad that for once in an anime, because you don't really see it, that he was able to grow and realize his mistakes. He was able to really reflect on how he was treating his mother and was able to turn that around, not just in his new body, but his old body. And
Right.
to give you guys just a summary, just like you said, there was so many things that we didn't understand. Like, they still haven't told us why or how he was able to create another body. So if you're looking for a beginning, middle, and end to this anime, you're not gonna get it. At least not in this particular season, but it is worth continuing to watch because I think that that's what they're gonna get into, especially now that I've realized that the girl is doing the same thing. I think we're gonna get an explanation about that. My favorite character was not just the blonde guy, but Mr. Sir with the tattoos walking around with girl in the sclera eyes, the black. Oh my God. I was like, Who is this bad boy and how can I get one?
He gets a pass because he improved. He grew. So he gets a pass. Otherwise, it was just like, you like the rest of them. Come on.
No, not that one. The guy that had beat her, that was beating him up in the parking lot. He was
the Ferrari
bodyguard.
Him. Ooh. That bodyguard was fine. We have a picture of him as well. He has like black eyes. He is hot. And yeah, I like naughty boys. I always have. So yeah, even in my anime, like, you too sweet and nice, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? But
can we touch on the song though? The performance.
That's what I wanted to get into, because I was tripping when this boy actually sung real notes, like did more than hum. That was insane. I remember saying, which K-pop artist did they get to do this? And if he is not a K-pop artist already, he should be. I went and Googled him. He's not like a K-pop boy band artist. He's like a solo artist. He's a little bit older and stuff. But yeah, man, it was giving vibes minus the BL. And I love Given and BL. But if you like really good anime music and seeing like a underdog story, that's it.
Yes,
I see it. What did you think about the song?
I felt it. Can't understand a lick. Thank God for subtitles. It got the feeling across, especially with the little montage, like him thinking of his mom, and I was, my heartstrings. Yeah, I loved it.
I did like it. I was a little scared or skeptical when the rapping guy was like, I'm Eminem or whatever. So I was scared how he was gonna like what his style was gonna be. But it all came together. Like, once they performed, I was like, oh, okay, this actually is like fire. I could play this like regularly.
I need to find this to put on my Spotify.
It was good.
I felt like when it I was worried because I hate when anime tries to mimic American culture, because it can be very cringy on like how they view us or like how we sound when we rap and stuff like that. So I thought it was going to be really cringy, but it wasn't. Like, the guy, when he was rapping, it was pretty good. The guy his friend that looks up to Eminem, he was great. Like, his voice got deeper. I was like, oh shit, okay. Like, bars, sir, bars.
Sir, bars, yes.
But that was something that I really enjoyed about it too, because I was able to look at it, as I've said once again before, I've said it multiple times, I enjoy anime that is set in like real life. But I also scrutinize it heavier, because I'm like, fantasy stuff, I can just be like, oh, well, they got a reason for it. I just don't know what it is. But when it comes to this stuff, okay, a little, I think everybody kind of felt like the characters that were being bullied in one way or the other, whether it was like a physical thing, whether it was just being a part of like girl clique, and it's really kind of like a Mean Girls clique, but you want to be a part of it. So, but it gave me cosplay vibes. Like, he stepping into a different character, even though he did a good job. I was worried that he was going to be like so different and like try and show off, but he really just acted like himself. It's just people were receptive to it because of his looks, which is sad when it comes to like, when you think about society, and that's kind of how it is. Like, people are instantly judged based off of how they look. I can say when I was in college, I was still very mindful of like all of my tattoos and my piercings, and because I have a lot of all of those, and like how my hair is colored. If it's the summer, maybe, but then if it's not, I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know how people are going to perceive it. And it wasn't really until I got into cosplay, honestly, where I was just like, I'm a grown ass woman. Y'all don't pay my bills. I don't F me. Y'all don't feed me. Y'all don't pay my bills. So, kind of thing. But if you had to rate it from 1 to 10, where do you think you would put it on a scale?
I'd give it an 8.
An 8?
I'd give it an 8.
Why an 8?
I feel it was good, but I feel like they could bring so much more. So that 2 points is for them to grow for me. Because it was solid. I enjoyed it. I'm mad it was only 8 episodes. So it left me wanting more. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics were decent. No complaints.
Yo, those fight scenes were crazy.
Yeah.
Those hand-to-hand I'm like, it was giving me Tokyo Revengers vibes. I'm like, oh, so y'all just be out here brawling.
Yeah.
Y'all were in high school, fam. Calm down. That's really how I felt about it. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. So it was solid for me.
Yeah. I'm probably the same, like an 8, 8.5. Like, I feel like there's still some stuff that they can do with it. And I feel like there were too many there was loose ends that I wish they would have rounded out before it ended.
Right.
So I'd give it like maybe like an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd give it the same. Because we get into these anime and we're like all excited and we like it. But then when we have to review it, which I've been learning because I do the 3 episode rule for Blurred as well, and I actually have to sit there and be like, but what was the plot like for real? Or did they give you the answers you were looking for? And yeah, I think just the biggest one is us still not knowing how he was able to do what he did. I think that's probably the biggest plot hole for me, besides just the fact that nobody's ever seen these 2 bodies together at one time, but everybody now knows that they're roommates that live together.
Yeah.
Nobody's questioning it at all.
Yeah, or the fact that they don't really process the fact that like y'all are bullying these kids that look like his roommate that he hangs out with, and that he's. But closer to the end, you know, I guess I don't know. At the end, it's like wholesome, but then a part of it felt fake. Because I was just like, y'all just want to be with him.
But I do like how he kind of, like, just by being himself, he helped the bullies. Oh, well, bullying isn't cool anymore. Like,
right.
They kind of, at least a little bit, some of them changed their ways through him just being himself.
I think it's funny that nobody questioned one you see in the daylight, one you don't.
Right.
It's like the fact that like he sleeps during the day because he has the night shift. I get that to a degree, but it's like he don't never go out. Y'all never catch him when he out at night,
right?
Or y'all never catch him together.
Not at all. And it's perfectly okay in their world.
Hey, that's anime for you sometimes. It really is. But let's talk about our clothing. So we're dressed in our kind of closet cosplay Black Fae Day stuff. What inspired you guys today on, like, is this a part of your piece to come, or is this just like a just throwing a little something out there for the girlies?
This kind of just throwing something out. I have like these wings, but then somebody got me this horn hat thing. So yeah. Kind of like it just came together as I was doing it.
It's pretty. I like it.
It works. I love it. The horns I love especially.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, so this is a piece of what's to come.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I threw this together, and I feel like you guys don't believe me when I said that, but I did. I've literally had this wig for like a year and a half to do. I was gonna do a Killua cosplay, and I wanted to do like the curly natural thing. And I literally opened the box today, and I've probably had it for a year and a half. I did like a golden goddess photo shoot in 2022 or 2021, 21 or beginning of 22. And I had this, but then I didn't need it. So it's just been in the wrapper. So I was like, okay, well, now I got gold. And then I was like, let's throw it. This is for a different cosplay as well. And I was like, let's just roll with it. Because I did not want to do either one of my Black Fae Day looks. The Ray Faye was cool and all, but I didn't really feel like doing that one. And the other one is just a lot. It was a whole lot. And so I was like, I'm not doing that today. We'll save that for Jazz. But speaking of Jazz, back in March of 2021, Black Fae Day started. As I said before, the creator, her name is Jasmine Tucker, and she is honestly a wonderful human being. Have you met her or spoken with her before?
Nah, in like comments, like passing.
Yeah, I remember. Honestly, I had never heard the term original cosplayer until I had found out about Black Fae Day the very first year, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." But we're gonna get into really all the nitty gritty about it. But Black Fae Day is always the second weekend in May, and it's all about us, all this melanin we got going on, all of us that love fantasy and fae, all things fantasy, and it's just about bringing more light and awareness to people of color in fantasy, which I think is really cool because, you know, we don't see that as much in a lot of things. So
hardly ever.
Yeah. But I think it's really cool because we get to Black Fae Day, I feel like gives me the most creative freedom. Because when I'm cosplaying a character, like the character already has a backstory, the character already has all these ties and stuff. So you kind of literally, if you just do the version that you typically see of that character, people are going to be, for the most part, receptive. But when it comes to your your original cosplays like Black Fae Day, it is all up to interpretation. It's a true definition of art because it's in the eye of the beholder. Like somebody else just gets to say, "Oh, I don't get it," and sometimes you're like, "It wasn't for you to get, so it's okay." And then other times you're like, "Well, damn, I thought I was giving you everything I needed to give you for you to understand what I was doing here." So,
There's always going to be somebody that doesn't get it.
Yeah, always, right. always. And that actually brings us to, do we want to talk about cosplay melee right now? Y'all want to talk about that right now?
We can.
Okay, because that was an interesting. It was an interesting show.
Yeah.
So Cosplay Melee is a show that premiered, I believe, in, did I say 2017? On the Sci-Fi Channel, and it has 8 episodes. No, 8? No.
It was 6.
6, thinking of the other one. It has 6 episodes, and it's basically a cosplay competition. Each episode, there's different contestants, and they have a theme, a first round, and the winner of the first round gets an advantage going into the next round, as well as someone has to leave in the first round. And then once we get to the end of everything, the end of both rounds, then we get a winner, and they win $10,000, and they get to say they won the show. I don't know if they got anything else. I know this is the second cosplay show that Sci-Fi has done. They've done Heroes of Cosplay, and if any of y'all have any of y'all ever seen Face Off, where they do the special effects? Oh my god, like so good. I really need to go back and rewatch some of those because those were great. But this thing, man, it blew my mind. Like, so we have some pictures of some of the different cosplays. This girl, Lisa, that first one, which by the way, for whatever reason, my thing decided that it was going to start. It switched like episode 1 and episode 3. So I was like, "Oh, cool, wings. That's the theme. Cool. That's so great. We're talking about that kind of stuff." And then when I was researching the names of the people, I was like, "This is not episode 1. What episode is this?" But that was crazy. The first challenge, I think they had like 2 hours.
Yeah.
To do the first challenge, and then the second challenge is the next day, and then they have 8 hours, which I can't put together a cosplay in a week. Anywhere near that level.
Just the wings alone.
She does a budget of $200 for her cosplays. Like that's incredible.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
No, like the concepts they came up with when they were doing the angel and demon wings.
Oh yeah.
The concepts just alone, it's like, how creative are you? Because this is intense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
I really loved her.
piping and
This girl,
feathers.
I loved her.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I loved her because she was a plus size cosplayer, and she tries to, and she does battle armor as well as typically male dominated characters. Like what's his name from God of War that everybody loves? That guy.
Kratos.
Yeah, like she does stuff like that. And
Yeah.
she wants to bring light to plus size cosplaying, and also just for women to be able to jump into that space that is
Right.
typically male dominated. So we watched all the episodes. Did y'all? It's hosted by, what was her name?
Nicole Brown.
Yes, and she seen her on just about anything. She's on. Isn't she on? She was on Community, right?
He was on Community.
Yeah. And I was wondering why she was the host, but she's like a huge fangirl.
Oh yeah.
And she, like,
I was
goes
wondering
to
that
cons and
too.
stuff, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, well, makes sense. And she was a woman of color, so I'm here for it.
Right.
Yep.
What used to say I'm voting for everybody black. But the judges were also a world-class cosplayer named Leanna Vam, and also a costume creator named Christian Beckman, and he's known for like the Tron Legacy stuff, and which I still want to cosplay. I'm still mad Disney didn't give me a second Tron, but I digress. Were you about to say you agree?
She's like, they didn't give it to me, but I digress. Like, I'm gonna throw that out there, but we're gonna move on.
Yeah, so whenever we make big, Disney handle that. And he also did Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah.
So, which, when you think of those type of movies, they're basically in cosplay because they're fantasy movies but they're live action. So, what was your favorite episode? So episode 1, the theme was sci-fi space operas, so stuff like Star Wars, Star Trek. Episode 2 was a Game of Thrones theme where they had to build an original character for the Iron Throne, and they must have battle ready armor and a special weapon. Episode 3 was the Angel and Demon Wings. Episode 4 was high-tech futuristic video games, so stuff like Destiny and Fallout. Episode 5 was superheroes without superpowers, and episode 6 was based off of anime. Did you guys have a favorite? Because my favorite was the Game of Thrones.
Why was that one your favorite?
It was my favorite because I just love Game of Thrones. I have rewatched it 7 times. You know how much love you have to put into watching that many episodes?
Can I be honest?
Oh my God.
I saw the first and second season and then the last season. I skipped. I did.
You can't skip Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is not a skippable show. This is not One Piece.
I think
Ooh.
And good night, y'all.
Really?
Right after I said it, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna get me for that one." There's no One Piece hate, y'all. I am watching One Piece, y'all. I'm just joking. But I like that one and the wings. I really was intrigued by the wings because I've seen people create wings, like where you ask them like, "Oh, where'd you get your stuff?" And they're like, "Oh, I created these." And my mind can't wrap around that. And I'm working on a cosplay that involves a build for DreamCon. And the guy that I'm working with, it was funny. He just like starts naming stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. And then I heard a lot of it during the wings challenge, like the PVC pipes for the frame. They got to cut and trace the wings and like EVA foam. You could tell that there was a lot of trial and error in their experiences, and which isn't surprising because we have those same things as baby cosplayers. So like when you get onto that level, I can't even imagine.
No, not at all. And the fact that they created that in 8 hours.
That's what really, one thing I really liked is you couldn't, you think you know who's going to win based off of who wins round one.
Yeah.
But then majority of the time that wasn't the case because you're basically, because round two is building off of round one. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, the person that got this right. And then, but every now and again, you'll get someone that takes the criticism from the judges, all that stuff, puts in the work, and then boom. Like they're like the girl that did the Bible, like it was a fallen
yeah.
like the Bible. Oh my gosh. I was like,
and the pages were the wings.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And it was like a 9 feet wingspan, I think it said. I can only imagine how heavy that must have been.
Oh, but it was so gorgeous.
It really was.
So I said which ones was my favorite. Which one were yours? Like, did you see anything that really stood out to you where you were like, oh, wow.
I did really like Angels and Demons one. And then the I think it was the like cyber sci-fi or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that one too. But I feel like they like it was really hard to pick like winners. They all did really, really good. And you're thinking like if this was a con, like they'd all win. Like it was really good. Yeah.
It actually inspired me to go back and watch Heroes of Cosplay because Heroes of Cosplay, like they are competing with each other, I think, but you actually see them doing cosplay contests at conventions and stuff. And so I was like, oh. But I feel like this is a show that people should watch if they need inspiration, if they don't know what they're doing, and you know, you want to cosplay for dummies, and then you realize, no, we need to dumb it down a lot more than this.
Because the same with the not the PVC, but the Eva foam or whatever. I bought some and I had no clue what I was doing. And so like watching them do it, I was like, oh, like that's how I can use it. Like it was very like informative.
And even them as more experienced like cosplayers, they were having difficulties with it because their concepts were bigger than how fast they could work.
Right. I liked the guy, the episode. I think it was episode 4. It was the Heroes one, I think. Or maybe it was some other one. And there was a guy, he was like working on armor. And at the end he said, yeah, so I'm really bad at time management. Yeah. And I didn't get half of what I thought I was going to get done. And I felt that in my soul because I still haven't posted any of my Black Fae Day stuff. And I'm like, I need a week. I was just in a wedding. So I need another week. I've never had the month of May be this busy in my life. Like, I don't even think I knew about May, but besides, what is it? April showers bring May flowers. I think that's the only thing that I ever talk about when it comes to May. Oh, and I think, is it Mother's Day? Mother's Day, yeah.
Mother's Day, yeah.
I never remember until it's that same week, and I'm like, it's Mother's Day? Let me go to Pandora. Get on up over here. So, would you ever participate in a cosplay competition?
Nope. Like making your own? No, probably not. I'd need a lot of practice before I even considered
just one at a con where you don't have to have a full build or anything.
I'd think about it because I have made some of mine, but it's very like elementary, so I don't know.
You're doing better than me. I haven't made a single thing, so I already know. Nope, that's a no for me.
Just putting together a look, and me, I am. If I can't do it the way I envision it in my head, I'll change my cosplay altogether. I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna do this because I know how I want to see it. I know what it is that I want to see, and if we can't get it to look just like that, I'm not doing it because I'm not about to be walking around with something I feel like is half done. But honestly, that's one of the reasons why I don't produce more stuff. Like, sorry, something just fell off my desk.
But the stuff you have is awesome.
Say that again.
But the stuff you do have is awesome.
I'm trying. I am trying. I'm just trying to live my best unicorn life, you know, like live this ebony moonbeam life. Oh, speaking of cosplay, that gave me a great idea. I want to know. So first off, Aisha, are you planning on creating a cosplay name or a name separate from your actual name?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I just have no idea where to start.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to that one.
I don't.
I'm gonna give you a suggestion on how to come up with names.
Yes,
it's the last street you were nicked on, in the color of your food. Remember that? Like when you get online, be like, it's the last when you have to come up with your stripper name.
Right.
Like it's the house, the street that you grew up on, and stuff like that. That's funny. So, Shar, so was Honey Shar just a play on words for you? Did something inspire it? Like you've always loved Winnie the Pooh? Or like, what inspired your name? And do you name your individual cosplays?
I'm gonna be honest, it's like the 11th name I came up with.
Okay.
I've had a lot of different ones, and usually like later on, like someone would have one similar, so I'll be like, oh, let me change mine. I hadn't really like started yet, so I had pages with like my old names and everything. But Honey Shar, I always had Honey in like most of the names, and usually that was one of my nicknames growing up too. So Honey, so it just kind of Honey Shar is Honey Jar, so I stuck with it. But I don't usually name like unless if it's original character, I don't name them. Like if it's an original character do I name my cosplays.
Gotcha.
But yeah, maybe.
I just came up that the Rave Fairy was the first cosplay that I gave a name, because I've just never been a namer. Like I don't name my cars or anything.
Right.
If you see this, I told y'all when we started, this thing is gonna be the death of me. Anybody in the comments that cosplay, give me an idea on how to keep my ears on my ears. My favorite ears on my real ears, so I don't have to do this every 5 seconds.
You could put like lash glue on it.
I'm gonna try that. I think about that.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Ebony Moonbeam, actually, which is probably why I do the show the way that I do. So sorry, but I used to have a radio show in college, and so I would be on campus in this show, and I was always saying my real name, but that school finally, while I was there, the school ended up getting a station on the main radio station, like the local radio station, not just on campus and stuff. And so then I was like, I don't want to be saying, yo, like this is Ashley. So like, y'all didn't need to know all of that. And there was a very big radio DJ here in Jacksonville. Her name's Ashley. It's spelled exactly the same way as mine. And she had it's called like Ashley on Air. And I was like, damn, that's good. That's real good. So I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And I decided that I wanted something that tied in my color, because I have a very proper voice. And so when I'm not cursing like a sailor, and I wanted people to know that I was Black, first off, and then something that worked with my personality. And I've always said that I'm a misunderstood masterpiece, and I'm also a unicorn. And those are like my themes. And so I was like, I need something that brings that fantasy, like thing together. And that's how Ebony Moonbeam. I want to say my name originally was Ebony Moonchild, and Ebony Moonbeam, for whatever reason, just flowed better in my head at the time. And so yeah, and then I was trying to think of my cosplay name if I wanted to keep that. And I came up with another name that was my name originally, and now I've made it to where it's just my name for when I do dark cosplay. So like my dark, so if I do a darker character, so like when if I'm doing a vampire or I'm doing something from Tokyo Ghoul or whatever, that's not Ebony Moonbeam, that's Siren Noir. So, and that's another. Oh, and there's someone else that's really well known in our groups, and her cosplay name is is it something Siren or something Noir? It's something, and I didn't want us getting confused either. Like, but she's great. But so, do you guys? Because I know which cons are we going to? What's
There's MomoCon, BlurredCon, DreamCon.
I thought MomoCon was this past weekend.
MomoCon is this weekend, I think. This upcoming one, I think.
I may go. I'll think about it. What's after MomoCon?
BlurredCon.
BlurredCon. And who are you? Which one of you guys are going to BlurredCon? Neither.
I'm trying.
You're going to BlurredCon. Are you going to DreamCon? If you don't have tickets, then the answer is no, because they're not selling anymore.
Because I was like,
yeah, I was like, I can help you with that one.
Between our schedules, no.
Okay. But are you cosplaying for BlurredCon if you go? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna have to get on you.
I know.
Make sure you cosplay in public.
I think one of the hardest decisions with cosplaying is who to do at what time.
That is something I overthink so much. That's why I just say I do themes for the weekend. So if I'm doing like a Mortal Kombat character, either I would do all Mortal Kombat characters for the whole weekend, or I'll just do all video game characters for the weekend. So then all my videos kind of tie into each other. I can have them interact with each other and stuff like that. So that's how, and it just makes it simpler, because if I'm in the zone of like Mortal Kombat, for instance, and I'm like, okay, one day I'm Scorpion, I can still keep that same energy for Raiden, and I can keep that same energy for Katana. So it just kind of helps put me in like my little head bubble, so I don't have to, because I forget to switch in and out, like stop being me in a costume, actually create this character and be this character. Lots of times it's just me, like, oh hi, like people come up to me as Raven, I'm like, hi, how are you? Like Raven does not talk like that. She's never that damn friendly. Why are you being that friendly? Like, be friendly, but be in character too. So yeah, that's hard. I have a list as long as my, and I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Of cosplay ideas. I don't know how do people choose them. Hey, Overall 99 Media, what's up? Hope y'all are blessed. Thank you. I am an angel after all.
On here.
Oh, the flights to BlurredCon will have you sick. I'm still debating on if I'm going to that one, honestly, because it's so close to DreamCon. And the thing that bothers me about this is I have, like I said, I'm doing a build for DreamCon, so I'm really excited about that. But I do not want my whole weekend at DreamCon of all places to be just in that universe. I'm like, no, like there's so many like major characters, because this particular character is from an older anime. Like, it's still relevant, but it's an older anime and it's an older version of this character. So this character has evolved since then and stuff. And so I'm like, do you guys tell people who you're about to be, or you're like, no?
Not usually.
See it.
Yeah.
I do that because I don't know if you ever gonna see it, so I can't tell you.
I think if you say it, there's gonna be a whole bunch there. Like every time you say it, there's gonna show up like 3 more of you.
There's a whole commitment with that.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, since we're talking about conventions, I was asking if we were gonna be at some of the same conventions coming up, because you haven't been to a convention yet, correct? Like not even locally, or you just haven't been to a big one? Not at all. Okay, well that is great. That is great because the honestly the first time is it's nerve wracking at first, but it is so epic. Like it's like walking into a whole new world. It is crazy. It is crazy. You're like, oh, whoa. And the fandom community as a whole is better in person than it is online.
Oh God, I would hope so.
Oh, it definitely is.
That's the least I would hope so, because online people are vicious. Like when you don't have to see somebody face to face, people say whatever they want, however they want. Like,
and they don't give a damn. They're real rude about it. Yeah.
So in person, I would hope so. That's what I'm hoping for. Is not necessarily for everybody to join hands and sing Kumbaya, but just the camaraderie of us loving the same thing. Like that. Oh, I'm excited.
All right.
That one.
So what expectations do you have Anime Riverside this weekend? Just saying.
The different cosplays that are done. My only thing that I'm a little hesitant about is trying to buy everything I see.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, girl, because we about to give y'all some do's and don'ts for going to a convention, and that is the big one, because you will go broke if you do not plan ahead. You have to plan ahead, especially because sometimes you get a vendor's list for some cons, but then other times you don't ahead of time. But you typically, if you go to the website and stuff, you typically see the different panels that they have planned, or at least the major ones, the guests that are going to be there. So you can kind of, and how much they're going to cost if you want to meet and greet, if you want a photo or autograph and stuff. So you can already be budgeting, because let me tell you, I spent a lot of money recently on Johnny Young Bosch, Johnny Bosch Young. I always get those mixed up. Y'all know Adam, the Black Ranger, him. Ichigo, him, because I always mix up his last names or middle last name, and all because I didn't know. I knew he was going to be there, but they didn't have his pricing, and I was like doing all these extra things, and I was like, oh dang, I forgot, because I didn't plan ahead. I forgot my Bleach Funko Pop that I wanted him to sign. So then I ran and bought one. So then, and it was a different version of Ichigo, so I spent a lot more money on that one. All for me to then choose to take a picture instead of the autograph, because I would needed to, because this was the Friday and I still had Saturday and Sunday, and I was like, I ain't even bought shit but one Funko Pop so far. I was like, so what you want? You want your picture by itself, or you want the autograph by itself? Because you can't have both today, ma'am. And I knew that I would probably see him at another con. So, but yeah, all because I didn't plan that out. That's how that went down.
That's a good heads up, because I'm one of those people. I grew up an only child, and the fact that I make my own money, if I have the money to do it, I'm gonna go for it. Period. So if I have the money to do the autograph and the money to do the picture,
right?
9 times out of 10, I'll even say 9.9 times out of 10, I'm gonna try and go for both. So planning ahead is key. Got it.
What's good is that whatever they have is what they have. Like, you're not gonna see a person pull out something on Saturday that they didn't have out on Friday or whatever. So, but there's a potential that if you don't get it, that's it. It's like playing the lottery. It's like, will this still be here tomorrow? And if you get lucky enough, I go to cons even if I'm not cosplaying on Sunday, just to buy up shit, because everything is like, most people are on, everything's on sale because they're trying to get rid of their merchandise that they have. Like, everybody's still at the end of the day trying to make money. So they're like, I'd rather charge you 40 instead of 60 and still get a sale than not get anything at all. So check out Sundays. Try and budget for Sunday too, because there are days that, like, You'll see something and you'll instantly be like, ooh, something shiny. I gotta have it. I want it. And
Yeah, I'm that person.
and then you'll see it again on Sunday for $50 cheaper.
That would make me sick.
Mm-hmm. Because you just had to have it that day.
Exactly. Because I was like, oh yes, I got it. And then to see like they had another one and it's $50 cheaper. Oh, my stomach is gonna be turning. Really.
Also, that walk around, like the pops and stuff, you can go to one place and they have the pop for a certain price, and then you'll go to another vendor and they'll have it for cheaper or on sale, or they'll have a deal where you can buy two for the price of one, or all types of stuff. So I just try and make depending on how big the convention is, I try and just make a loop around, like just kind of glancing at stuff, taking pictures of booths that I know that I want to come back to.
Ooh.
Then I head that way. So then I don't buy anything out of impulse and waste up all the whatever I budgeted for. Because I have gone to a con and spent $800 easily. And I was like, yes. Actually, was it my first con? It was my second con. But it was the first time I had went like the whole weekend. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be good. I went through my whole check and then some. And I get paid every week. So I was like, okay.
Oh, there that went.
I was real, but when I got home, when I got in that car, I got real sick. I was like, what did I just do? And then you can't return stuff at a convention, so it's not even like, okay, I realized that I did way too much in here, box lunch, so I'm gonna bring this back, and if it's still here in a week, then we'll chat. I went crazy over a Saiyan jacket that I spent like $100 and something on, and it's in my closet. I haven't worn it yet because I live in Florida. Why do I need a Saiyan puffer jacket? I don't.
I'm sorry.
But I needed it and I bought it. And so
Right.
it's back in there. I was like, when am I gonna wear this anytime soon? A lot of times. That happens to me all the time. Okay. Yeah, so budget. So
budget one. Okay.
You got any good ones, Shar?
Oh, what's your question first?
Cosplaying at a convention. Do you wear sneakers or do you do the whole get up?
Girl, that is a personal preference.
I would say always me, I bring a little bag with shoes I can just put on, because if you have a cosplay with heels or uncomfortable shoes, you'll get tired of it in the first 5-10 minutes. So I say tennis shoes, if you can get away with it, match your tennis shoes to your cosplay and go.
I like that.
Because I think it was Mina. I had some purple Ugg boots. I threw those in the suitcase, and that's what I wore because they were comfortable and they were soft. I was not wearing those boots it came with.
No,
I love it.
I wore heel boots for the Raven cosplay, and I wore those same boots for my Supergirl. But those are pretty comfortable, and so I wore extra socks for some extra cushion and stuff, and so that wasn't too bad. But when I got home, I was tired, that's for sure. And that third day, I was like, I don't even know if I had an option for another shoe, but I was so glad that I decided to wear Chuck Taylors with my with my Starfire. I was like, because we're not doing heels again today. And that was just the convention center that's here. But there are bigger cons. Some of these other cons are huge. You're going to be walking around forever. And you don't really, when you cosplay at cons, you don't get as much of a chance to sit down and take a break, I feel like, because so many people want to take pictures with you or stop to talk to you and stuff like that. So the time that I'm talking about, I sat down one time and that was to eat. And I had missed all the food trucks but one. That's how late it was. And so I ate. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta get back up and go. So beforehand, hydrate,
Definitely.
drink a lot of water because it may be hot. There's gonna be a lot of people depending on where you go, and yeah, I try and rest a day or two before I have a convention. If I have a convention that weekend, I don't do anything besides go to work, like the day or so before, so I cannot be on my feet because once my feet swell, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Oh my god! And what's funny is what I was gonna recommend next was comfortable shoes.
We here. We all here.
Yeah. There are a lot of cosplayers that don't wear like comfy shoes or anything like that. But when you get really into like the building work and stuff of a cosplay, a lot of people will have like a regular comfy shoe or something and put something on it, similar to like how we saw when the girl that won with the black and green wings, she like made like a little foot thing to put so it looked like a claw. So she was able to put that over like her personal comfy heels, you know.
Yeah.
So some of them do stuff like that, and I think some looks you just kind of you have to wing it at least for a portion of the time. I think it depends on what type of cosplayer you're trying to be. If you're just someone that's in cosplay at a con, I don't think it matters that much. But I think if you're someone that's sitting there saying, okay, like I want to be known for my cosplay and like, you know, some of these bigger name people, whatever, those are things that would probably not necessarily get you dinged or anything, but you know, it separates like the greats from people that are just really good or people that are just good on social media compared to like being able to put that same energy and the same cosplay and stuff like that out there for the world to see walking around and all of that stuff all day because that is tough.
That's dedication.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long weekend and there's a lot of parties. Have you been to a convention where there were like where you went to an after party or something, Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I haven't done that yet. Did you like that?
Like,
How was that?
Yeah.
I don't know what they expect.
DreamCon,
I still got my after party ticket for DreamCon. So.
DreamCon is the one that had the most like after parties and everything, and that was fun. And there's always different like groups that are having one on the same night, so it's like, you know, you can get into a lot of different ones, or if you don't make it to one, you can go to another. But it's really fun. The people are always cool. All of them were very chill. So like, I enjoyed it. I'll do it again this year too, but only at DreamCon. I haven't been to like after parties at any other ones.
I hear the after parties at BlurredCon are good from previous years, which is great because BlurredCon stay in some controversy, boy. But yeah, I haven't tried it, but I decided I was going to get the tickets for Saturday, the after party Saturday.
For which one?
DreamCon.
You got the DreamCon ones, or you got like the LAN party, or?
Somebody mentioned LAN party, and I asked what LAN party was. I have whatever they were advertising on the DreamCon TikTok page. Whatever that one was, it's the official DreamCon after party.
So I got DreamCon on one day, then I got LAN party on another. I forgot which one's Friday and which one's Saturday though.
What is a LAN party? What is that?
So they each have two. LAN party is just like a group. They're an affiliate kind of with DreamCon.
Okay.
They're like, yeah. I went to LAN parties last year too, I think. But DreamCon has a Friday and Saturday. LAN party has a Friday and Saturday. So I did LAN party on one, DreamCon on another.
I may look into that and see about going to LAN party on Friday.
Yeah, they dropped. I think they dropped yesterday.
Oh
no, they dropped Friday.
Oh yeah, so they dropped the same day as DreamCon's did.
Yeah.
Like everybody was talking about it. I was like, let me get my ticket because I felt like DreamCon's the first time I'm going to see a lot of people that are in our groups and watch the show and all this stuff like that. So I'm really excited. I'm like, I want to have a good time. I don't want to be because I go to cons a lot by myself, and I be all alone. So then after the day's done, I'm like, I guess I'll go home. But yes, so
Oh, thank you, Lala.
do you have any other questions?
I did have one, and I can't even remember what it was now. Oh, that's my attention span for you. I'm sorry. Oh, so seeing as I've never been to a con, is there like a particular website or group or something I can go to that will give me like the heads up for the year, or does it go month by month? Because I really want to kind of start getting into it and like preparing for it. Because you say I got to have a game plan.
I just Googled anime conventions in the U.S. and a website comes up. It's saved on my thing now because I go to it so much. And it just literally from January 1st until December 31st, it lists every anime, what day it is, where it is. And usually it has the website link in it as well. So then you can just click on it and instantly go get the tickets.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, I don't know half of these, and there'll be a bunch in my city, and I won't know about them.
No, I was mad. I saw a billboard for one, and I had just missed it. Not even like a week later, like literally by a day or two, I had just missed it. I was like, "Are you serious?"
That happens so much. I had met a guy at the gas station, and he was like, "Oh, I like your thing," and I was like, "Yeah, it's there's a convention here," and he said, "Really?" He said, "I work downtown." I said, "Well, I guess you didn't go to work today because it's there." And there's people everywhere. But yeah, it's animecons.com.
Okay, Lala, you got to cue me in on some of them. I'm trying to look now, but I need the heads up from you too.
So, because y'all are in the same place, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, yes.
Who?
Lala and myself. I don't know where Shard is.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh. Well, if you don't have any other questions about conventions, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we should tell the people before we sign off. Parking is typically not free. Have money for parking. Try and eat beforehand because the lines for food are always long.
That sounds about right.
Use the bathroom before you leave the house. Especially if you're cosplaying. Be mindful of that as a cosplayer on how easily or not easily you can get out of your costume to use the restroom. Because I have seen some things in some where I am like, I feel so bad for you trying to get out of that. It's not fun. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. But anywho, ooh, my face is itching. This is why I don't have bangs. I had them in high school once, and I was like, Anime Expo, the biggest con in the U.S. It's in July at the convention center. That's New York, right?
Anime Expo, I think, is in L.A. Anime NYC is in New York.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Anime NYC. Oh, wow. Well, we'll figure it out. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us fairies today. And we will have a show coming to you later in the week. Do you guys have any up that you want to let the people know about? Or you can just share your socials. Let us know where to find you.
I am a Honey Shar. You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook at A Shar of Honey. And yeah, you can catch me on Fridays on Honey and Cocoa with Lala is so random. So.
Oh yes, I love you too. Okay. So it's either one of two, Aisha Morgan or Educated Angel. Well, Educated_Angel across all platforms. So just gotta try your luck. See which one it is. I lose track.
And I am Ebony_Moonbeam on all the socials, Twitch, TikTok. I just added my Facebook page on there. And hey, cousin. That's who that is. And yeah, I'm just right now on TikTok. I'm just still dropping some of my rave fairy cosplays for Black Fae Day, and I'm gonna switch up midweek and give you something a little different on Tickety Talk on the clock out. And then it'll be back to my regularly scheduled program of giving y'all a little bit more Raven and some of my other traditional cosplays. So please like, subscribe, and share. Also, don't forget to follow the Blurred Cartel on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitch. Actually, YouTube is at Blurred Official. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks.